Hey everybody, welcome to the Auman Landscape YouTube channel, the Hardscape Academy, and a Kid Contractor podcast. We had the first of our, I haven't looked in the mirror all day, so better make sure I look half presentable, right? We had our first, here at the new shop, our first in-person apprentice training video, in-person class, apprentice training, which we host on a one-on-one basis, or a couple team members, whatever. Available at hardscapeacademy.com. You can check out our rates and all that stuff. And then soon here, when dates are up on actual hardscape training here over the winter, that, believe it or not, we'll have it ready by then. But we're gonna have it in the back of the building here. It's gonna be super awesome. But to show you what the in-person or apprentice training courses go over is really anything you want it to. 1, 2, 3 days, whatever. I recommend 2 days, what we really need to really cover anything of real substantial meaning. But we run through equipment, tools, the materials, how to build this. We build like every time. It's a huge ordeal, but we get out and we build a mock-up setup. Columns, our guest today, obviously, once we talk about the principles of how to level it up and get it perfect, we don't worry about building it clear through, right? We don't need to spend that kind of energy. We also talk about why it's important to build things square to stuff, which obviously we weren't even close on that one. So, and that's a little bit of a joke there. Let me make sure my battery's working, so I'm gonna lose this. So here's a few things we're gonna talk about. The needs and importance of compaction of your subsoils, how we excavate, our different sizes and types of compaction equipment, how to cut radius block here. We went through a few scenarios of like some bad curve cuts, good curve cuts, how to miter our edges here, which I'll show you. Some really cool and creative things you can do here, why it's important to clean off those pavers before that gets a dew on it and, set into like concrete or mortar. Building seat walls, we just obviously went no higher than we needed to just for the sake of the construction aspect and context of it. And even talking about some lighting basics real quick. Again, our friends at Green Foundry, who we go to for that stuff, how to work so that we get some slivers, and not actually why we don't want slivers in hardscape work, and how to kind of keep from ending up with one tiny sliver. So really, and how that is we cut an inch off of multiple pavers and then start sneaking them in. And so standing back and again on a large project, you're not going to notice that, especially on like using 4x8s and stuff like that. Standard 4x8 pavers, large format stuff. Why we want to avoid having like long lines if we can avoid it. No 4 corners if we can avoid it, although sometimes it happens and ends up in projects. That's okay. We just want to be mindful of having very few 4 corners. Bo always cites, Mr. Bo, that the Unilock spec for their Ashlar style Beacon Hill pattern shows a 4 corners in it. So Bo always cites that as kind of a humorous thing for the industry to calm down a little bit when people are giving the 4 corners thing a hard time. Just, you don't want to be egregious about it. When and why we want to break up long lines as much as possible. One might argue that's too long there, but I don't think it's, obnoxious. We talk about cutting the curves, why we want to cut at a slight angle out like that, and how, and so our pavers butt up. And again, how we install this number 57 clean over, with number 9s on top of it. Best tools, best practices, all that kind of stuff. So, and why it's important to have the right equipment, the big equipment, what tools and materials, pull screeds, why we want to mechanize, and also if you haven't done this before, how to set grades and things like that too. But why it's important to have the right machinery and to do the best you can to invest in or rent the machines you need to install these hardscape projects properly. So also over there some geogrids and geosynthetic stuff we talk about, all that. So a lot of fun. It's a jam-packed 1, 2, or 3 days depending on what you want to do and focus on. If we've got a job running local, we'll go out and visit the job like we did today. We went out and visited a handful of times here to see a project and how it's coming along and going. And we'll also talk about all our other compaction equipment and when it's appropriate for vibratory equipment, roller equipment, jumping jacks, which you'll see all that stuff on the channel in our Instagram channel of why, but we really love these Bartell roller compactors, reversible plate compactors, super handy, jumping jacks for compacting your soils, just stuff like that, and why it's important to have an organized shop, which I haven't always had, right? So anyway, so from the Hardscape Academy and Auman Landscape HQ, which is slowly in progress here, we're going to do a big, we'll do a big walkthrough here soon of a whole tour to keep it up to date. You know, even here, I saw a four corner on here somewhere. There it is. So if you want to, haters hate, well, there you go. But one of my favorite little projects. That place was a great project. But yeah, so we're looking forward to keeping this place moving forward and getting organized and all that. Big thanks to Unilock for a big supporter here of the Hardscape Academy. We want to thank them big time up there on the wall. Also GPS Track It and Steiner. So that's that. So folks, Caleb from Hardscape Academy, Kid Contractor Podcast, all that stuff. Thanks for checking it out here. We'll catch you folks on the next show. On by the way, habit out of having a podcast. I probably won't have time to do it today, but tomorrow I'm gonna do a full walkthrough tour of the shop with a big update of where we're at and how things are going. So thanks folks, have a good one. Hey folks, Brett had a great idea here. So if you saw this video talking about the Apprentice program, if you want to go to www.thehardscapeacademy.com and use the promo code TRAIN, TRAIN, you get how much off of
10%?
Everything on the page? What the hell? Everything on the page. Everything on the page. We don't have a building to pay for. Who cares? We'll give it away. But do that and get 10% off forms. The trainings were insane, folks. Crazy Al's discount hardscape training here. But that'll be cool, so check it out.
That'll be good through the end of October.
All right, there we go. We're doing a big push for October to get our things going for the winter. So also we'll see you at Equip. All right, folks, thanks.
Your family is expecting you home tonight. Don't take any chances. Landscaper died 4 days after being struck by lightning while mowing a lawn or trimming a tree in Florida. Man, that's wild. That's terrible. Workers injured in jump from burning bucket truck. Oh my. And I'm going to tell you folks, the tree business is dangerous. It is really, again, another guy dies from a struck branch, getting hit by a branch. Let's see here, an ATV accident, another lift accident, tree trimmer was shocked. Folks, again, that is to drive home the point of, especially, I mean, if you dabble in trees, it is dangerous, folks.